Hey everyone, welcome to our first Q&A video. I'm Ray on the MC, and we have Tan and Sadface to go into more details of the answers. We have a total of 6 questions today from Shiroe's Q&A. Here's the first question. How good is the jar with the update? Shiroe's answer is no change, still mainly used to boost stats heavily and cleanse control effect on action. What do you guys think?
I don't think it changed much. Jar it was good. Even when it came out, it was okay. It was never overpowering. I'll probably just end up using the jar on whoever's remaining. Probably at the moment I have it on Puppet, but probably switch it over to and give Puppet the imprisoned soul. That's what most of the community is doing anyways. Jar's okay. It's up there, but nothing game changing, even with the update.
It's your boy, Sad. I think Jar's all right. To piggyback off what Tan said, it's nothing too crazy. Still usable. Since it's not consistently a banner item nor in the shops, it's going to be usable. However, in terms of longevity, personally, it's not there for me.
Perfect. I totally agree with you guys. Let's move on to the next question. Does Slime need a rework so he can be meta? Shiroe's answer is Slime 3-star, yes please. Still very meta if your bank mortgage is ready.
Listen guys, Slime already is great. Now imagine if he got an upgrade, a rework, and then he had some of the skills that Slime King had. I'm ready. I'm ready to throw the money. Forget the collab devs. If you're listening, give me Slime.
Yo, Slime for the win. Slime the new magic card for real. Slime's mandatory on my team.
Alright, on to our next questions. Are there any new emblems worth using? If so, which? Shiroe's answers are pattern meta, low versus high PvP. Low level PvP, crit damage pattern is extremely strong. High level PvP, most critical based patterns become useless due to high crit resist. So the 4 new patterns don't do much.
So I'll start. What I think in regards to this, for the most part, majority of the people in the community are low-level PvP. So I do think that, depending on what kind of pattern skills we're talking about, like say people using that one pattern where you have a damage boost for 2 turns, I would probably recommend switching out those first 2 turn skills for something like more crit damage. However, he does have a point. In high level PvP more down the line, it is going to be kind of redundant, but I'm going to have to agree with Shiroe on this one.
Listen guys, I completely lost track a little bit. Alex turned on his camera and he's like a Bad Bunny in his prime. Y'all slide in this man's DM, all right? What that say? I kind of have to agree. The new ones, they weren't all that. I tried each of them. The crit damage one is okay if you pair it up with Berserk. Maybe you get some extra damage here and there, but I didn't feel like they changed the game for me to where, back in the day when magic combo proc a second hit or agility did a dodge or, things like that, it didn't feel equivalent on that same level. But again, if you want to use the combo for Berserk and crit damage at the same time, you could probably get away with it if you really need to, unless you're trying to battle the top 10 players in the servers.
Perfect. The next thing on the list here is going to be, how should I plan to upgrade the new tiers of pattern/emblems? Max 1 unit at a time or max 1 pattern for each unit? Shiroe's answer is which pattern to upgrade first. Focus on patterns based on your team's core. Iron Wall or Agility first for stronger PvP impact, then Combo or Piercing, or start with Combo if you prefer higher effect application.
So what I think is, me personally, I'm always one that'll...
Welcome, Nessie.
Whoa.
The great Nessie out of retirement to grace us with their presence. This is crazy. What a cameo. But we're definitely gonna have to cut some of this out though.
All right, back to it then. How should I plan to upgrade the new tiers of pattern/emblems? Max 1 unit at a time, or max 1 pattern for each unit? Shiroe's answers are: which pattern to upgrade first? Focus on pattern space on your team's core. Iron Wall or agility first for stronger PvP impact, then combo or piercing, or start with combo if you prefer higher effect application.
So I'm going to have to agree with Shiroe on this one. I'm going to go ahead and say that if your team is not looking that good overall, go ahead and invest in your tanks. You're going to need that iron wall, that agility to improve the longevity of your whole team aside from your tank so that you can win these matches in the long run. However, with that being said, personally, I focus on one pattern at a time. So if I got to drop the 30, the 60, the 90, the 120, and etc., doing that for one person first, to each their own. My advice is maybe stretch it out, however, in the same avenue. So if you're gonna upgrade your pattern for your tank, do both patterns, both emblems.
That's kind of one of the first mistakes I made on the first time around. I started to get everybody to level 1 and then level 2. What I should have done was focus on one unit, get them maxed out, and then go on to the next unit. But I definitely won't make that mistake again. I've already done my, and then I'll probably do my second unit and third unit and just like that. But Shiroe is right though. If you get some universal ones such as Iron Wall, Agility, or maybe Prep that maybe all units can use, that's not a terrible idea as well. But I'll be doing mine one at a time.
Perfect. I totally agree with you guys. For myself, I focus on one unit at a time and then work my way up. But let's get to the next question, which is: which new scroll is the best? Shiroe's answer is anything with speed, which is Revelation. It gives HP and speed for every floor in the path of the demigod that you've cleared.
So for the new scroll, speed is best. Revelation, I already got it to 2-star. And on top of it, giving you a speed boost for every demigod level you pass. I'm at a pretty high demigod level as a free-to-player. So I'm doing pretty good for myself in terms of speed. All you little fishies, focus them speed boosts. It's gonna do your account good. You'll thank me in the future, as well as Shiroe. Mostly Shiroe. Go ahead.
I gotta be honest with you guys. It's been a while since I've been free to play, so I kind of want to say I'm kind of at a place where I'm not so sure that speed helps me beat the next guy above me or the next set of guys above me. So if they're gonna go first because they're so far higher in speed, I might want to take the extra defensive investment or the extra attack investment or the HP investment. Obviously, speed is king. If you have the option to do that, for sure, do that. But don't neglect defense. I think all of us have a tendency to just ignore that a little bit just because it doesn't give us a lot of CP boost, but it's important and it definitely makes a difference in PvP.
I totally agree with you guys. All right, on to our final question of the night. Is it better to get the red souls max first or the gold ones max first from the shop? And they were talking about the souls here. And Shiroe's answer, unfortunately, he didn't provide us one. So what my answer was Mystic Dark and Dark Knight, which are the red ones, and then move on to the yellow Judgment Maker. And if you have the opportunity to, get the Mermaid. What about you guys?
I agree 100%. I have Mystic Dark and Death Knight maxed. Great souls. Judgment Maker is definitely next on the list, as well as Rock Troll from my account. But to Ray Ray's point, Mermaid is number one. However, just because of the frequency of the banner, or as well as the accessibility to shards, I would primarily say you go more for Judgment Maker. More longevity.
I took the question as a little bit different. When you're doing the pulls, I would go ahead and pull all the original 8, basically. At each halfway point, and when it's 100% fully maxed, you unlock a new samurai skill. And I know you don't have to tell you guys about those. Those are game changers right there. But anytime you get the opportunity on certain events and such to get gold shard boxes or the banners that have the gold shard boxes, obviously pull the gold. Don't go out of your way to go for the original 8. I think you could just farm those on the normal everyday polls that we have. But check out our tier list on that. Check out Shiroe's tier list. They're both very similar, both insightful. I always cross-reference, even when it's my work. Highly recommend both. So follow us on Discord for that. Okay.
Perfect. Thanks everybody for watching, and hope to see you guys for the next video.